hey there, welcome back to All the Collector with me, Jace. And yeah, just before I go, I just want to clarify that this video, because I think the thumbnail's probably a little bit misleading, my fault. But in this video, I'm not giving advice on how to budget for shopping for statues. My fault. Basically, I came up with the idea of setting myself a challenge for buying statues on a certain budget, and I thought that'd make a good fun video to do, and that's what this is. And I'll go into the details in a second, because I thought right now, if ever there was a time for a bit of a light-hearted, unimportant fun video, now is probably the time, because wow, there's been some friction in the community these last couple of days. Love or hate Prime One, you've got to give them their due. They know how to shake things up, don't they? Anyway, so I thought there's been enough said on that whole issue, so I didn't want to go into that. I might go into it later when the dust has settled on another video. And I've got a video to do on second-hand statue market. Again, I'm going to wait for the dust to settle because there's quite a few emotions floating around at the moment. There's quite a few people getting a little bit carried away, I think. But anyway, so I thought, I'll do this video, because I'm going away tomorrow for a wedding. And while I remember, Jonathan Frankel, Marcus Weaver, you guys still haven't messaged me. You won. You guys were the winners of the Star Ace Treebeard and the Iron Studios Frodo pieces. You've got until end of play tomorrow, basically, till I get up on Saturday morning. If I haven't heard from you guys by then, when I get back from the wedding Saturday afternoon, those two pieces are back up for grabs. So all of you who didn't win, potentially you've got 2 more chances to win, and I'll do that Saturday afternoon when I get back. So yeah, to you two guys, you've got till the end of play tomorrow. Okay, I've given you 2 weeks, I can't give you any more. I've got to be fair to everyone, so I apologise. Okay, so this video, shopping for statues on a budget. What I wanted to do was, imagine I got nothing at all. And I was just going to go and buy as many statues as I could, but for a specific budget. Now, the budget I gave myself was £5,000, which I felt was, you know, it's a fair bit of money, but it's a modest budget in today's market. And I put some restrictions on myself. First of all, I couldn't buy anything that I own or have owned. So basically, Lord of the Rings is out. So there's no Lord of the Rings, no Court of the Dead. But they would have to be pieces I would own. So if, you know, I was in a different scenario than I'm in, I would genuinely buy these pieces. And when we get to the end of the video, you guys who've been following for a while will know I'm telling the truth, that these are pieces I would own because I've discussed them before. Well, some of them. So there was that. They would have to be statues. They had to be quarter scale. So that was Wetter out. And also, the £5,000 had to cover not just buying the statues, but it had to cover the shipping and the import fee. And I calculated the import fee at 20%, but I did it on 20% of both the statue price and the relevant shipping fee as well. So I was being more than fair on that side of things and more than strict on myself. So I was well and truly keeping myself in the green. And I thought it'd be interesting to see what I could do with that money and how much I could get. Now, when I started off doing it, because I've been doing this sort of loosely every now and again over the last couple of weeks, looking and shopping around and seeing what I could get. I wanted to try and do 5 pieces, and that became very apparent very quickly that was never going to happen. But I did manage to eventually get it down to 4 pieces, and as you'll see, I'm really quite pleased how I did, because I stuck to all the restrictions I put on myself. And again, I know £5,000 is a lot of money, but when it's covering shipping and import fees, the full shabash, with what I got at the end of it, I thought that's not bad at all, because one's a pretty major piece. Now, I look at all the statue companies, and this is what I did. Now, I had to sort of, when I looked at a lot of the distributors I know, I couldn't really use any of them because most of it was all pre-orders. That's another thing I put on myself. These couldn't be great big massive long pre-order pieces. These had to be now shipping pieces because I needed to get the shipping costs, you see. So they had to be shipping. Apart from one which I think is literally just about to ship, but it did give me the shipping cost anyway. So these couldn't be great big long pre-orders, and most of the distributors, they're all pre-orders, and so I was mainly having to go on to the actual manufacturer sites, those that have them. There was nothing on XM that I want, probably why I don't own anything by XM. There was literally nothing on there at all, and in the end basically it boiled down to Sideshow and Prime One. as unpopular it is to be shopping at Prime 1 at the moment. Well, it isn't. It's just some people are upset with them. Anyway, we're not going down that road. Not in this video. So, yeah. So this is what I came up with. And so you'll have to let me know what you think at the end, how I did, how you think I did. Now, remember, this is just for a bit of fun. If any of you would like me to do an actual serious video on shopping for a budget, how I do it or whatever, let me know. Let me know in the comments and I'll do it. And I can only give you my advice and how I do it. I'm not going to be telling any of you how to suck eggs or how to budget. Yeah, okay. Shall we crack on? So, we're starting with £5,000. £5,000. We're not allowed to go a penny over. Quarter scale, minimum quarter scale statues, it's got to cover the full shabash. So I've had to write all this down so I get all the numbers exactly right, guys, so you have to excuse me while I keep. Now, I knew the first piece I wanted. I knew straight away the first piece I wanted because it's a piece that I really liked, and it was the only piece that Sideshow revealed last year at their little display areas they're doing this time of year. I forget what it's called. Just got back from work, guys. Actually, I've just got back from the dentist and my teeth are hurting. And I'm waffling. I'm really excited about going to a wedding tomorrow. Anyway, yeah, let's crack on, otherwise we'll be all day. It's irrelevant. The first piece is the Crow premium format piece on Sideshow's website. Now, the piece itself is £489. Now, that's a really good price, I think, for that. I mean, some of these, when I looked at some of these pieces, I got to tell you, it sparked a little bit. You know, obviously these are pieces I would seriously consider having, and when I did this, I was like, wow, you know, £489. I'm waffling. I'm sorry. I've got so much shit going through my head. £489 for the statue itself. Now the shipping on it was 150 quid, and that calculated out at a £75 import fee, which came to a total of 759 quid, which I thought was really, really good, and that was a cracking start because that left me £4,286 in my budget. Fantastic. Spent a few days going around because every time you got somewhere and it pushed me over, I had to restart again and shop around and restart. You know, so there was a lot. This might sound like this happened very, very quickly. I can assure you, I've been doing this for a couple of weeks now, and I've been literally trying to stick to all of the solid requirements I put on myself. Right. Now the next piece, and I nearly bought this. I very nearly bought this piece when I saw other people had already got this in hand and how pleased they were with it. And I liked the fact that you could wall mount it. I liked the fact that it was a Predator piece. And I was thinking about getting a City Hunter Predator. But obviously with the third scale one coming out, and I've got the other Jungle Hunter third scale, never came to fruition. However, in this scenario, I would have it. And that is the Pro One Studio City Hunter Predator 3D wall art one, which was 749 quid. Again, I think that's a really good price for that piece. £306 shipping on that, 306 quid shipping. Not too bad. And that worked out at a £210 import fee, which came to a total cost of 1,265 quid, which left me £3,021 in my budget. So I was like, okay, I've got two pieces and I haven't even hit half my budget yet. So I was doing really well. Now the next piece, I had to do quite a lot of looking around before because I wanted to get a central piece. I wanted to get a major piece, and I did it. And you all know, who've been following the channel, you all know how much I love this piece. The next piece I went for was Aloy by Prime 1. I love this piece. I absolutely love it. But as you can imagine, now, it was strange because I looked at the God of War pieces. Now, another thing I had to do, all these statues had to be available. They couldn't be waitlisted, they couldn't be sold out. Because I was looking at the Kratos and Archer's piece, and I was looking at the Stalker piece, and some of them had massive shipping, some of them were sold out, some of them only the exclusive was available. So there was a lot to take in. So, but I was really happy. I was really happy to go for Aloy. And she came in at 896 quid with a £309 shipping bill, which gave me a £240 import fee, which came to a total of 1,445 quid, which left me £1,576 in my budget. Woo! So, but do you know what? Because I knew I wasn't going to get to 5, not by being really strictly honest and sticking to because here's the thing, I could have gone over to Sideshow and bought a couple of Star Wars pieces, because I love Star Wars. But the thing is, Star Wars is a huge line, and you wouldn't just have Bespin Luke, which was the one piece I looked at. you'd want more, you'd add more. So I tried to stick to completely standalone pieces, which I think you would do. That's what I would do. So I couldn't do that, and I wasn't going to do that because, well, I could have done it for this and said, "Yay, look, I've done fine," but that wasn't me being honest, because I wouldn't just buy one Star Wars piece. That would never happen. So I ended up, actually, I was going over all sorts of places to try and get my last piece, and I wanted to get something really good. And then I remembered my first ever Prime 1 piece was Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower, and I loved that piece. And I was going to get the other Bloodborne pieces. Now, the Hunter piece I think was sold out, but Eileen the Crow was still available. And I thought it was really good that my first piece was the Crow, and now I got Eileen the Crow. So that's what I went for, Eileen the Crow. So I think it's I love those dark, sinister pieces. And she's 651 quid. Now, here was the shock. Here was the shock on this. 651 quid. So I thought, wow, I'm going to be well under budget on this. But amazingly, and this is like the worst sort of I've ever seen shipping price to price of statue, she came with a colossal £527 shipping. I've no idea why. I've no idea why the shipping on where Aloy is £309 shipping. Excuse me. But Eileen the Crow was £527 shipping. But that's what it was. And that worked out at 220 quid on the import fee, which came to 1,398 quid, which left me £178 in my pot. So I was left with 178 quid. So those were my 4 pieces on a £5,000 budget, sticking to all the restrictions that I put, being completely honest that I would genuinely buy these pieces in another universe where Lord of the Rings and all this Lord of the Rings stuff wasn't being made. Yeah, and that was the X bonus version of Eileen the Crow, by the way. So I was actually really, really quite pleased with that. So yeah, like I said, it's kind of just a fun, pointless video, really. I don't know why it popped in my head. I just wanted to have a crack and just see how far your money can go if you shop around. And because I'm driven by Lord of the Rings, and obviously I want a Predator piece, I want a Terminator piece, I want an Alien piece, but otherwise it's always Lord of the Rings. So it was good to just sit down with a monetary amount and just to be able to go and shop and buy, you know, whatever I wanted, whatever I would want to own without sticking to a line. And that's what I came up with. And I was quite pleased with it in the end. I was quite pleased with that little collection of statues, which I think would look quite, you know, I thought it looked quite good. So yeah, totally pointless video, a total bit of fun, just to smack a smile on the old face. Yeah, let me know in the comments. So there we go, guys, that's it. You know, I'd love to hear from you. Show anything in regards to this, or do you want me to do a serious video on shopping on a budget? Like I said earlier in the video, I can give you my opinions, how I do it. Let me know if you want me to do it. I'll do it. And anything else you want to say? I'd love to hear from you guys. Stick it in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video, as kind of out there and irrelevant as it could be, give it a like, please. And obviously, if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel and help us get us up to the 1,000 subscriber mark and the big 1,000 subscriber giveaway that we'll be doing when we get there. Right, I'm going to go, guys, because I'm dying for a brew. In fact, I think I'm going to have a glass of wine. I've got my daughter coming in a bit. We're going to sit and chill, and we're going to have sushi and put some tunes on, and then we're off to a family wedding tomorrow, and we're both really excited and can't wait. I'll catch you all on Saturday afternoon. Have a great weekend ahead, guys. I'll speak to you all on the next video, and let's all try and chill now. Let's let the dust settle, and let's all try and chill and be relaxed, because it's just a hobby. They're just statues, and there's no need for all the upset and anger and spite that I've seen on the Facebook groups these last 2-3 days. There really isn't. There really isn't. Smiles. Smiles. Take care of yourselves, everyone. I'll speak to you all soon. Ta-ra.